What is up, Rad Potential YouTube, and welcome to the Rad Workshop. We're going to be doing some crazy upgrades to the shop to make this place a much more user-friendly shop for working on cars. The building, as you see it, has come a long way since I sold everything I owned in Nashville, Tennessee, moved up here to this piece of land, and converted this lean-to into an automotive workshop. It has been a long road to get to just here. Not only have I turned out some crazy project in the shop thus far with no lift, no crazy air lines everywhere, pulling an air hose from my air compressor way over there, just a straight up concrete floor with a roof around it. We've built some amazing things in here. The 4-rotor, soon to be the Hybrid RX-8, my rally car, which is in the trailer, and a few projects are coming up on the channel that the Patreon members have seen. So if you're interested in supporting the channel more and learning about the projects that are to come in the future, go check out the Patreon. But let's get started improving the shop. Something that every shop needs, in my opinion, even with the rise of electric power tools, all these fancy Milwaukee crazy battery power tools, you still need a good air system for your shop. Nothing beats the power of a good old half-inch air impact or the versatility of an air chisel when you need to really get stuff apart. In my old shop, I had this reel. It's a very simple reel, just a Goodyear, something you would buy at your local hardware store. When I moved up here, I didn't hook it up. I've got a 60-gallon air compressor back here at this end of the shop, and this is somewhere that you guys probably haven't seen. This is what I call the warehouse, because it's where all the clutter is. It's also where the wasp nests are at, where all my spare parts go. The air compressor is loud, so I put it back here. We had 220 wired to the air compressor, but I don't have air in the shop, so I was running a line all the way through my door here to be able to use my air tools for the past few months. So now we're going to hook all of this up. And how we're going to do that is via some standard Schedule 40 PVC pipe. Some people nowadays will use PEX. PVC, just as easy. This stuff's rated to like 400 PSI, 480 PSI right here. It can be a little brittle, it can crack, I get you. Sometimes it'll explode, but hey, what's life without a little bit of risk? So I've got 6 sticks, 10 foot long. At the end of it here, I've got a little 90-degree piece that was threaded, and I put a little brass fitting in there, so I've got a 1/4 inch in PT to hook my air line up to it. And we're gonna affix this PVC pipe with rocks in it and everything. Look at that, that'd have been great. Rocks inside it. From transport, this is going to be affixed up on the wall up here and run all the way through the wall into the new shop. Along the way, I've got a T here that is going to go in between the first 2 sticks so I can have an air line come down to run the plasma table. Plasma table, we don't want it in the shop. It's gonna make a huge mess. We'd rather just make a mess in the warehouse where, you know, non-insulated, my patinaed rotary truck sits back here. It can get dirty and dusty. We're not gonna lose out on too much value of anything with a little plasma table dust on it. A few more couplers along the way will penetrate my insulation up here. We will then be coming along the top of the wall here in the engine room. I have another T which will line up about midway down my whiteboard, which is kind of inconvenient, but we're not going to be pulling on it, so that'll be fine. This will all be mounted up on the wall. The PVC will protrude through the roof of the engine room out into the main lean-to of the shop, and I will run a soft line from there over to the hose reel itself. Just finished installing all of the PVC header air lines throughout this main wall of the shop. So we've got a drop here for the plasma table, not hooked up yet, just got to plug it into the back of the plasma. Goes in, we've got a drop in the engine room, we've got a drop out in the shop. But the moment of truth, we've got to turn the air on so that we can see if in fact we have a leak, which ideally we don't. Sweet. Listen closely. Hear the birds, the wasps, my feet on the rocks. Let's take a little walk. Listen, just listen. Sounds like a cricket. Drop right there. Nothing. Got to keep that door closed because there's another upgrade I've been working on too, or at least I didn't work on it, but it's installed. Air leaks. Does it work? Does the air work? Let's see if it works. All right, guys. All right, so one of the coolest tools you can ever buy, a little spin move, is called a nibbler. This is a nibbler. It's an air tool. It's super sweet. It basically cuts sheet metal in little nibs, and it shoots these little half moon things flying across your shop, and it makes a huge mess. So we got air, which means we've got functional nibbler out in the shop. Get fired up. Air tools are cool. So the issue that I'm most likely gonna have, and I was doing some sanding yesterday, so I already knew the air system was working. I cheated a little bit in the video. And that is moisture. So drop in the comments below your best remedy for alleviating or removing the moisture from your air system. Now, I'm not trying to paint cars here, but the plasma table is not going to react well to having excess moisture in the air lines. And where my air compressor is located out in the warehouse, it's not insulated and it is not air conditioned. So you've probably seen this in the back of some of the videos in the shop because, well, the shop upgrades video, these things have been happening over the last, couple months. It's hard to just spend a ton of money at one time and then make one video about it for the shop upgrades. But the summer here in Indiana is hot and humid. So I hit up my buddy Levi at Holzman Refrigeration, his family refrigeration company, and they set me up with this combination heat pump air conditioner unit. We're removing the wood stove. It's not hooked up anymore, so no more winter fires. And you can see right here, Holzman Refrigeration. If you're in the area, Southern Indiana, check them out. Good people, good products, great installation time, the whole deal. And now we've got boost loading. Oh, it's not set cold enough. Here, let me turn the temperature down so we can have more temperature in here. A whole bunch of white noise for the background of the videos now, but it removes the humidity from the shop. So this is probably one of the biggest things for working in your shop in the summertime. In addition to get some good insulation. But next on the list is probably one of the most uplifting things to install in the shop. We've got a car lift now. So this is definitely not top tier, top of the line, $10,000 two-post car lift, guys. This is on sale 4th of July. Not the cheapest car lift ever, but a cheaper car lift for your garage. So it's something that's affordable. Around here, as much as we have rotary engines, which are definitely not the most affordable thing, some things we have to have a little bit of, a thrifty mindset when it comes to money management and lifts. So this lift, very popular company. You've probably seen ads for them. It's a little bit tricky with the whole, I gotta pull 2 cables to then lower the lift. It's also brand new, and I got the cables adjusted really close. You heard me go up, boom, 1 click. Pretty pumped, but it could use broken in, and obviously lifts don't exactly, win the 100-meter dash on going down without any weight on them. But I am super pumped to not have to bench press transmissions off the ground on my back, despite RX-7 transmissions generally being pretty dang light. So let's take a good look at what it took to get this thing installed. Went over to the farm and grabbed the 706 with the bale spike on the front of it. Ripped over here, unloaded this thing off of the trailer. Now, the 706 is not exactly the most heavy lifting equipment operating beast of a tricycle front end international tractor, but we got this thing off of the trailer and laying on the concrete. Now, these big lift arms aren't exactly the heaviest thing to have to move around, so I could whip one of these around in the shop fairly easily. Now, I could not just pick it up. But between my floor jack and a little wheelie cart, I was able to roll these over here into position. As far as getting this thing stood up, Calvin and Matt came over and helped me stand up the 2 posts and get the top crossbar in addition to just putting a couple of the anchors in so that it wouldn't fall over. I then went and finished the install myself. Needless to say, I'm pretty stoked. So I'm definitely not a wiring guy. We got a little bit of conduit here running up. My wiring guy Noah, when we first built the shop, I knew I was going to put a lift here eventually, so there's already a 220 service ran to where the lift was going to go, so that's all hooked up. Plumbing, cables, everything. Follow the directions for installing your lift, or have somebody come out and install it for you. I am not a, professional lift installer, but this was something I was able to figure out. So definitely don't feel intimidated by installing your own 2-post car lift in your own garage. One thing to note though, and this is my civil engineering background coming into play here, is when I had this shop built, the concrete in here is 6 inches thick. So that's thicker than most normal 4-inch thick, 3.5-inch thick, if they're cheaper, like garage slabs. So definitely look up the specs for the concrete you've got to have so that you don't put your lift on concrete that's going to ultimately fail when you put a car on it. You can saw cut your concrete like a big square and pour a new section just for the lift. The lift company will specify like how big that needs to be and how thick that needs to be for the foundation under your lift, so you don't just like lift a car up and then the lift just goes through your floor. So 6 inches thick of concrete. In addition, know where your saw cuts are to keep separation away from. My friend Craig, who did the concrete work out here for us, his family, when they came out, we talked to him and his dad, and they recommended that I put the lift approximately 1 foot away from any saw cut seam. Now, the discoloration in the 2 slabs here is because they poured the back section in one pour and then came up and poured the front section in another pour. So there's actually drilled rebars connecting these 2 slabs, and right here, this is a joint all the way through, versus this is a saw cut where the saw cuts are there to relieve the concrete when it does crack. Concrete will crack, so you want it to crack in the saw cut. That's why they do that. So anyways, just a few lift tips for putting your lift in whenever you get to install it. Pretty stoked though with basically how this came out. With sales, shipping, the whole deal, whatever, this thing was basically just over $3,000, and it's a 9,000 pound lift. So the stickers were ugly, so I pulled them off, and we're gonna start. We got a Haltech sticker and a sweet CYM JP3 Motorsport sticker on here, courtesy of some parts from the 4Rotor build. You buy $3,000 worth of race car parts. Basically, you just buy a $3,000 sticker and you get the parts for free. Covered the AC, we've covered the airlines, we've covered the plasma table, and we've covered now the car lift. What's the last major shop upgrade, maybe not even a shop upgrade, that I want to show you? And it's outside. Don't get too easy though, because there's other things out here that are coming in future videos, and you guys are going to have to check out the Patreon to see that. But this right here, this trailer, is the next biggest shop upgrade. So when it comes to buying a trailer or buying some sort of hauling device, we race rally here. I haven't uploaded a rally video in a while. We have raced a couple rallies since the last rally video a while back. If y'all want to see the rally videos, comment below. Tell me you love rally, because rally is like my favorite thing pretty much on the planet, aside from building cool cars and maybe riding bicycles like my friends and family. So rally is super rad. This is the rad rally car, and this is the new trailer for Rad Potential. When it comes to buying a trailer and a tow rig, I'm going to make another video about this specifically, because I think this is good information for you guys to have as people who love motorsports and could potentially want to race rally cars or just race anything one day, is buying a truck and trailer to haul your cars around. Now, you've seen the Caddy Max. It's a 2003 LB7 Duramax, 6-speed stick shift, 4-wheel drive with a flatbed, which is exactly what I would have kind of built out of that truck, but I was fortunate enough to find one with a flatbed, and it is, in my opinion, and honestly, in the math, cost analysis opinion as well, pretty much the best capable tow rig for the money. So the Caddy Max can tow this trailer, which is a 44-foot enclosed gooseneck trailer. It's a steel trailer, so this isn't an aluminum trailer. This isn't like a $100,000 crazy trailer. This is a very affordable trailer, and it tows this no problem. Now, these two cars, generally what we have in here, my 1977 Colt rally car, it weighs 2,400 pounds, 2,450 or so. We've got a spare engine, transmission, suspension parts, windshield, spare, all the rally tires go up there. I have an air mattress where I sleep up there. We optioned this trailer with air conditioning, which works fantastic, and I have a little baby Yamaha generator that I bring with us that's super quiet. Calvin, my co-driver and my body guy, and one of my best friends, sleeps on a cot. We'll roll out the RX-8, which has been the recce car, and he's got plenty of room behind the car back here. That trip over E-track in the floor to effectively sleep back here. In addition, we've got a portable shower, and we'll crack the gate, the back of the trailer, the loading gate, and we'll take showers in here too. In addition to being a way to haul our cars to the track, we're treating this thing much as a camper when we go to the racetrack. Now you might ask, why in the heck did you guys buy a 44-foot trailer that hauls two cars? Won't it be cumbersome to drive around? And yes, as a matter of fact, it is hard to wield a two-car trailer. However, it is much more inconvenient to take my Caddy Max dually 1-ton pickup truck on recce for a rally, i.e. leaving our trailer and race car somewhere unattended, than it is to bring this trailer on the road somewhere. You can come up here, Letty. Come here. You gotta say hi. Come on, jump up. Jump up. Jump up. You gotta say hi to the camera, dog. This is Letty, shop dog. She hasn't been making too many appearances in the videos lately because it's been hot. She's been outside roaming the ranch. Recce at a rally event it's way better to have a car that has the right kind of sight line and other things. Anyways, we'll go over it in another video, but this trailer's not that cumbersome to whip around. 44 feet from bumper to bumper is only 2 feet longer than my normal 2-car bumper tow trailer that's open, so it's really not that much more inconvenient. All right, Letty, come on. Oh yeah, parkour. That's the trailer. I'm stoked because I finally get to use the lean-to that I added on the side for this thing. It's got a tapered nose, so the trailer is a little bit more aerodynamic. It pulls fantastic, empty, full, the whole deal. The old dually, it's like you buy a stock 20-year-old diesel truck. Don't tune it, don't do anything, and just floor it all the time, and it's indestructibly reliable. So I've put 75,000 miles on that truck, and it's done nothing but just full rip. The other huge upgrade for the shop, which this is getting out of my wheelhouse and a little bit out of y'all's wheelhouse too, but you know, you guys are here. This is a shop upgrade video. We've got to do shop upgrades, ranch upgrades in order to keep the cars and everything working. This is the support structure for the channel for Rad Potential. So this right here is my 1951 McCormick Farmall Super A. So I picked this thing up from my grandpa's collection after he passed away. He had gotten this from a guy many years ago. I'd have to dig up the exact story, but one of my grandpa's Farmall tractors is now here at the ranch, and I am stoked. This thing, it has a Woods L59 belly mower on it. It is basically the most gutless powered tractor ever. It would do so much better with just an NA 12A, like 12A rotary, 2,000 RPM in the 12A is going to completely dust what this little 4-cylinder does. But let me tell you, this thing will cut some grass. So that's what we got this thing for. It's fun to just have it ripping around. It's a 70-year-old tractor, guys, and it fires up first chip pretty much every time. I went through the carburetor on this deal, cleaned up some stuff in the ignition system, and everything has been just rocking and rolling. It's always interesting to see your guys' feedback on the videos. So if you guys are interested in old tractor stuff, like I saw Vice Grip Garage post a video restoring a Ford 8N. I need to go check out and see, like, is that video crushing? Like, is tractor stuff in right now? Or like people giving up on cars and everybody's done all the car stuff and it's played out and now we're just restoring tractors? But if y'all are interested in tractor stuff, trust me when I tell you, we got some tractor stuff that we could do. So farming, ranching, everything out here. I guess ranching, I'm not saying like Yellowstone Dutton Ranch where we're like working on horses and stuff like that. I'm talking like just dragging discs and planters and combines, and I call this the Rad Ranch, so ranching at the ranch. Like, let me know, because Y'all are sitting on a 1979 John Deere 555 bulldozer, or I guess it's really a high lift, that I got to get some work done to this so that we can do some more stuff to when it comes to like upgrading the ranch. Eventually I need to build a house. You know, sleeping in my enclosed trailer isn't exactly the best thing, but we're making everything work. So get fired up. The old truck, the old first gen drag car project at some point. I'll come through over here. I'm gonna have to redact this section of the video or just turn the camera this way. I'll give you all a sneak peek though. If you can spot what I'm cooking up in the reflection of the green RX-8, I'll even stand here for a second. Do you see something cool happening between what's over here and over here? There's two things here that are probably gonna get combined in the future. So with that, guys, it's gonna be the end of today's video. Shop upgrade video, we finally got a lift. As far as crazy projects happening on the channel, y'all should definitely go check out the Patreon. The next video on the channel is going to outline some things that I'm doing with the Rad X7 to pursue a new goal for next year. So we're trying to learn a bunch of stuff this year with that chassis. We've got another chassis hopefully coming at the end of the year that I picked up that we're going to be basically taking Rad Potential to the next level as far as performance value of the machines that we have here. So taking a step away from really like production chassis cars and jumping into something that's very trick, very race car. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Drop any thoughts, questions, comments below. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video because it's super fun. So with that, peace. Keep it rad. I'm going to go up and down on my lift because it's great. And I'm super stoked to be able to go up and down on my lift. Maybe I'll just put a car on it because I can. Peace, guys. Laddie, is my air-conditioned shop not cold enough for you? We need Hawaiian shirts for the dog. Then you'd be at the beach. It's like on vacation every day. No? Peace, guys. I guess I didn't really think about the fact that I have to go over there to release and down here to release the lift, and I can't just hit the down button. Okay, so maybe I'm just going up on the lift. This looks high enough though. Peace, guys.